A Kawasaki ZX-6R engine. The owner just couldn't resist. Right after startup, he noticed some girls nearby. So he couldn't help revving the engine a few times. And then, bang! He totally made a fool of himself in front of them. So he tore it down and brought it to my shop. The early ZX-6R models still used cast iron liners. Look at this cylinder bore. Those girls laughed at him. I wonder how long he cried under his blanket that night. A word of advice to everyone. Never aggressively rev a multi-cylinder engine when it's cold. This is a classic example right here. Come over and look at this piston. And check out this connecting rod. This is brutal. The piston is shattered and the rod is snapped. Talk about total destruction. Look at this cylinder. This cylinder is completely ruined too. It'll need a new cylinder sleeve. Let's quickly check the cylinder head. It's beaten up like this. Maddening, isn't it? I guess some riders are right when they say, women will only slow down my riding speed. Look at this ZX-6R. It died before even getting up to speed. This block is an aluminum alloy cylinder with a ceramic coating. Cylinder number 2 is definitely done for. Resleeving is the only option. A whole chunk was blasted off. Now let's look at the crankshaft. The damage on the crankshaft is also very obvious. But we need to completely remove it to see clearly. Alright, let's keep tearing it down. Let's take a look at this piston. For models before 2009, they used cast pistons. But after 2009, Kawasaki upgraded the ZX-6R to forged pistons. The camshaft material was also upgraded later on. Bikes like this Kawasaki ZX-6R, the Honda CBR 600RR, F5, and the Yamaha R6 are all high-end performance machines. Now, our domestic market has released the KO 450RR. Even brands like Honda, Suzuki, Yamaha, and Kawasaki can't escape snapped rods blowing through the crankcase. So the KO surely won't escape it either. Most of these cases are due to user error. So, I plan to make a maintenance video for the KO 450RR later, along with operating precautions, for your reference. Back in the day of gray market imports, bikes were hard to come by. Now, the KO 450RR is easily available, and the price is quite low. Oh, by the way, a quick shout out. Cove, hurry up and ramp up parts production. The owners can't wait any longer. Look at that crankcase damage. This was caused by the snapped connecting rod. And that Honda F5 crankcase I worked on before? The damage was even worse. Way worse than this. Even for some engines that aren't even high performance. Like the CB600, I've seen them completely blow out the crankcase. Look at this, these are fragments of the piston rings. This thing was just one step away from being completely obliterated. Let's admire the inside of the oil pan. Look inside this crankcase. Piston shards. Piston ring debris. It's got it all. Now, regarding the standard for warming up or cooling down an engine, it should basically be based on the oil temperature. It's not as critical in the summer, but when the weather is cold, you must wait for the oil temp to rise before pulling high RPMs. This will significantly extend the engine's lifespan. This is also an aluminum chunk from the piston. Let's look at this connecting rod. This is the one from the blown piston. See how the rod small end is snapped? Together with that piston earlier. You could almost make a slingshot out of them. Let's check the rod bearings. Hey, the bearings are actually fine. Still usable. Now for the most critical part, the crankshaft. Look at this rod journal, it's still okay. It hasn't scored yet. At most, the crank is slightly warped. We can just straighten it out. The crankshaft can be saved. That's a huge stroke of luck in misfortune. The main and countershaft bearings on this Kawasaki are all NTN bearings. I forgot to film that part. The journal bearings are all dado metal. Take a look, guys. This type of bearing shell design. Now think back to my teardown video of the Kawasaki 450RR. Am I right? See the resemblance? Look inside here. It's completely full of debris. Hello everyone, I'm Jajachi, the Kawasaki guy.